I've spent thousands of hours getting good at video games, learning mechanics, studying strategies, grinding ranks. I'll play the same game over and over again just to get a little bit better every time. But then I start noticing something a little weird. In games, I can be insanely disciplined. I'll practice, I'll analyze my mistakes, I'll watch guides, and keep grinding until I improve. But in real life, sometimes that same discipline just isn't there. Things like learning new skills, building better habits, or staying consistent with goals can feel way harder than grinding in a ranked game. And that made me start wondering, why is it so easy to grind in games, but so hard to grind in real life? If you play competitive games, you probably understand this feeling. You lose a match, and instead of quitting, you queue up again. You want to improve. You want to win. You want to be better than everybody else. You start thinking about what went wrong. Maybe I was positioned bad. Maybe my teammates are bad, or maybe I don't know, I messed up. I used an ability at the wrong time, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I needed to work on my mechanics. Who knows? You know, we're gamers, right? Crazy thing is, I'll do this for hours. Nobody's forcing me to do it. I ain't getting paid, but I'm still willing to grind because getting better feels rewarding. The rank feels rewarding. And the more I thought about this, the more I realized something. Gamers actually understand something really powerful: the idea of grinding for improvement. See, every single time we play a video game, we're grinding. Maybe we're having fun, playing just for fun. Maybe we're not actually in a ranked game, but we're trying to get better, right? At least that's how I play. I can be the sweatiest player you can possibly ever imagine. I will try hard, bro. Sure, sometimes I'm a little bit more lax. I'm just like, whatever. We win, we win, we lose, we lose. But for the most part, I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to do better, right? That same mindset for improvement. Why can't I apply this in real life? I just don't understand. I can't fathom the fact that I can't do this. In life, let's say I go to work, right? Those 8 hours, 12 hours, grueling. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to be done. Playing video games, bro. I'm like, I want at least 3, 4 hours of just me playing. Shoot, sometimes I even go longer. If you're a real gamer, you'll understand. But, it feels kind of bad. Because have you ever looked at how much time y'all have playing video games? Like, I don't know how it is on other platforms, but on console, it'll show you how many hours you have. I guess it does on PC too, but I remember, shoot, what's the game? Destiny? I remember I had spent like 30 days playing the game. And I don't mean like a month. Like I've been just playing, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, a month. I meant I literally played for what is basically a month straight. That is how much time I spent on the game. And that is just one game out of, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how many games I played in my life. RuneScape? Oh, forget about it, bro. I've wasted so much time. I'm sorry, I've put in so much time to that game to grind my skills, grind my stats, obtain all the cool loot, and just, mess around. But in real life, bro, imagine what I could have been doing with all that time. I could have started a business. I could have had a Fortune 500 company, bro. Could have at least learned how to work on a car. Something important, something useful for my actual day-to-day life. But why is it that video games make grinding so easy? Well, the reason games are so good at motivating us comes down to how they're designed. First, games give you immediate feedback. When you improve, you see it right away. Your rank goes up, your stats improve, you start winning more matches. Your brain, it loves that. In real life, though, progress is way slower. If you start going to the gym today, you won't suddenly become stronger tomorrow. You won't get all big and get all these buffs the next day. If you start learning a new skill, you're not going to see results for months. And that lack of immediate feedback, it just makes it that much harder to stay motivated. The second thing games do really well is give you clear objectives. In a game, you know exactly what the goal is. You win the match, you rank up, and you get better. But, in real life, the goals are usually vague. You can be successful, you can improve yourself, build a better life. But these ideas are just so much harder to measure. But here's the interesting part: when people talk about gamers, they say things like, we're wasting time or being lazy. But honestly, that's not always true. Because if you're someone who spends time improving at games, you already understand something really important. You understand that improvement comes from repetition, persistence, and practice. You know that losing doesn't mean you're necessarily bad. It just means, you're not good enough yet. You haven't mastered the skills yet. Gamers are actually really good at learning systems, figuring out mechanics, studying strategies, adapt, improving over time. Those are real skills. The problem isn't that I lack discipline or gamers lack discipline. The real issue is where that discipline gets directed. When I started thinking about this more, I realized something kind of funny. The discipline is already there. The willingness to grind is already there. It's just aimed at the wrong game. In video games, the systems are designed to keep us engaged. Everything is structured to make improvement feel rewarding. But real life, it doesn't come with an XP bar. There's no level up animation when you build a better habit or advance another level. There's no achievement. There's no, I'm not diamond in my life. I'm not diamond at working. I'm not diamond at saving money. So it's easy to forget that the same mindset that helps us improve in games can actually work in real life too. So what's next? How about turn my life into a video game, right? I mean, if I'm this addicted to video games and I can put in this much work in video games and feel good about my gameplay and about how I am as a player, then why can't I do it in real life? So I started to think, how can I make my real life like a skill tree? Let's say in certain games you have different stats that you can level up. You can level up like your strength, your agility, your hit points, your defense. Real life has, somewhat similar things. Obviously, the most pretty easy to see is the strength. You're strong in real life, physical strength. You see that progressively with progressive overload while you're working out and stuff. There's knowledge. I mean, how do you measure knowledge? I don't know. Maybe you take an exam or something. You get an 80%. You get a fucking A plus or whatever. There's also social skills, how you are with like talking to people and how well you talk to people, how well you converse with people. That's, I mean, to some people that is a big skill. You see how many confidence videos there are out there. True, that's a skill too. Discipline, how consistent you are with stuff. Man, I tell you, I just ran today. I haven't. I remember back in high school, I used to run cross country, and I just obviously, many years later, I've fallen off of that. But I ran a mile today. I ran a mile a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna run again tomorrow. That's discipline. That's something, right? And of course, I can always measure how well I run my mile, how quickly I run my mile. I think my pace today was, I think it was like 10 something, 10 minutes and something seconds, which is nowhere near how I was before, but getting better every day, you know? Anyways, enough about that. Real life has similar skills, similar things that you can work on, you can level up on. So, you know, try and get that same discipline you have for your video games and translate it into real life. I'm still figuring this out. I still spend a lot of time playing games, but I'm thinking differently now. If I'm willing to grind for hours to rank up in a game, why wouldn't I apply that same effort to leveling up my life? Because at the end of the day, there's only one character we actually get to play. And the difference between staying stuck and leveling up might just come down to where we choose to put our grind. So, work on yourself. You're the main character. There's no ranks, there's no skills or whatever, but you can make it seem that way. Try it, adapt that lifestyle, adapt that mindset, and yeah, I hope you do well. One game into another. Let's just get better.